Good morning, everyone. I'm Vivian from Singapore Water Association, and welcome all of you to SWA first hosted webinar on tapping on training grants and support for business transformation and digitalization. Today's webinar is co-organized with InfoScience. InfoScience is a marketing and consultancy company which helps and organizes skills future courses provided by authorized training organizations approved by Skills Future Singapore (SSG). Before we proceed, I'd like to touch on some disclaimer clauses and housekeeping rules. All information in this webinar is for general information only and does not contain or convey any legal advice or administrative assistance. Information shared today is true and accurate as of publication date. SWA and InfoScience reserve all rights in the provided materials. To ensure a smooth webinar, please kindly mute your audio and turn off your camera. You may communicate with us after the webinar. Please share your questions in the chat where we will try to provide answers where possible in the Q&A segment. Do identify yourself so we can respond to any unanswered questions after the webinar. We'll be recording this session and reserve the rights to the video. Please complete a post-event survey which, upon return, we will forward the recording and presentation stat to the respondents. We are pleased to have Mr. Andy Chiu from Ascendo Academy with us today to share. Ascendo Academy conducts a wide range of WSQ courses, which includes home-based learning. They are also the approved training and service provider for MOM and WSH BizSafe courses. Mr. Chiu today will advise us on how do we maximize the training budget and reduce operation costs during downtime.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Andy from Ascendo Academy. All right. This is Andy Chiu. All right. I'm the Business Development Director. So basically, just to share with you a short profile of mine. All right. Previously, I was from NDUC Learning Hub as a Learning and Development Manager, and then I was with Kaplan for about 10 years. Also in the business of continuing and education and training. All right. Working with companies on upskilling as well as developing a learning strategy, all right, for the staff to help them on human capital development. Okay, so welcome to this presentation, which I want to share briefly this morning on what you can do, what you need to do during this COVID-19 circuit breaker, okay, which we are moving into different phases. So, Ascendo Academy is ATO, our authorized training organization, all right, representing SSG, all right. The slide is about how you can actually leverage on this downtime to look at developing your human capital development resources. So let us recap on what happened to COVID-19. We see a lot of businesses, all right, impacted by COVID-19 lockdown. Okay, basically all the businesses basically are within the ecosystems. Things like, for example, workplaces are being asked to close in April. Eateries to allow to take away and delivery, or interrupting the value chain of logistics of delivering of products. Schools to shift to home-based learning. Education also impacted. Then recreation venue attraction. All right, this one will impact actually the tourism, hotel, hospitality, retail, F&B. Then all members are advised to stay at home. All right, with minimum contact with outsiders. Even immediate only confined to immediate families. Even visiting the parents is also restricted. So this is what we have been going through for the past since April till now. All right, and then the government also recently announced about the three-phase, to release the circuit to move into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, all right, to resuming back business activities in these three phases. All right. And broadly, these three phases can be categorized under these three. All right, safe reopening starting from 2nd of June. Phase 2, safe transition. All right, more businesses to reopen. Students to return to schools, as well as sports and recreation facility reopen with safe management measures. And phase 3, which is gatherings and event resume with size limited And this is a perspective of what you will expect, all right, coming up, all right, from 2nd of June. All right, right now we are actually at phase one, okay, and we are moving into phase two. And what we're going to see phase two is that more businesses are being released, all right, more sectors are being unlocked. But even by doing that, the government is very careful, all right, to ensure that social distancing as well as a limited number of headcount are being allowed to return to work. Okay, and finally, safe nation. All right, the social, the culture aspect. All right, that will complete the whole circuit breaker release. All right, in terms of that transition. Okay, but however, our take is that this circuit breaker is while this circuit breaker serve as a foundation. All right, for us to build that culture of safety. All right, in view of COVID-19, and this is going to stay with us for a while. Okay, so this COVID-19 is not going to go away, and a lot of businesses will continue to be impacted. In fact, for the past couple of weeks, different ministers have gone on to broadcast and share with the public that to be prepared for more retrenchment. Although they mentioned a lot of messaging on very inspiring confidence or the purpose of inspiring confidence, but the bottom line is that Singapore is facing a unprecedented impact, all right, due to COVID-19. All right. So what happened previously? We have went through the financial crisis, we have went through the SARS and all these things. All right. But this COVID-19 is a combination of both two, and it has impacted the world, our economies. All right. It also changed the people perceive business and we do their business remodeling. Okay. So as a local company here and with organizations, all right, and resources being tight here, what are we going to do, all right, to ride through this safety? First thing, I think there are three things that businesses have to relook at. First thing is business remodeling, reviewing their strategy, and also third, talent retention. All right. So these are the three areas that businesses should be looking at now. All right. So how do we survive this crisis and gain a competitive edge? All right. There's no better time now to upskill when the market is quiet. Meaning that while your businesses are being hit, all right, you're looking at your strategy, you're looking at how to remodel your business, how to bring your product faster to meet the consumers. You'll also be looking at which the talent part, meaning that while you're preparing for the upturn, who are the talent, who are the people that you need to retain, okay, and to retain them at what cost, what ways you can retain them, okay. One thing we need to notice is that one thing we need to understand is that during a downturn like this, the economy is reset. Everybody is back to starting point. So there's a competitive advantage, meaning that previously your competitor which is stronger than you, now everybody start from zero. All right. So from a positive perspective, it's also a golden opportunity to overtake your competitors and the big boys. And most important, when you see this from a very macro perspective, you can go big and go home. Okay. Uh, what are the benefits to company when it comes to learning and development and training? All right. During good times, you don't have time to send staff for training. All right. They are constantly being bombarded with work, assignments, deadlines. But right now, this is the best time actually to upskill them. Okay, when employees feel that they are being well taken care of, they develop a more stronger loyalty. Therefore, helping the company to develop a more positive culture. Okay, fast recovery due to pent up demand, getting ready for the digital economy, all right, the smart nation vision that the Singapore government have, all right. So part of your skills intervention, other than people skills and all sorts of skills, can also include digital training, all right, in your uh, learning and development plan. Okay, so make full use of this lull period now, all right, and try to tap on government subsidies right now, which skills which is being tasked by Skills Future Singapore, all right, to provide relevant funding, all right, to help companies to upskill and retain talent. Uh, S&D payroll is one of the component the government is using, all right, to disperse funding. S&D payroll is under Skills Redevelopment Program, SRP. Okay, basically what it does is that it actually helps to defray the cost of you sending your staff for training. Okay, even during good times. But right now they are using these mechanics to disperse out even higher funding. So what do you get? Okay, basically WSQ course that you see here, it means workforce skills qualification. Basically, WSQ courses, all right, WSQ, the workforce skills qualification, is a qualification system that's developed by SSG, all right, that to help workers to upskill at different level. Okay, cost funding can be up to 95%. S&D payroll up to 95% for WTS, 90% for SME, and up to 80% for non-SME. Okay, and with the latest announcement, that was the announcement in end April. Starting from 1st of May, all companies who actually send their staff for training will enjoy up to a maximum of S&D payroll $10 per hour, all right, for the courses, for any courses that you send your staff for training. Take for example, if you send your staff for 8 hours training, a typical training in a day would be 9 to 6 minus lunch and tea break. That would be 8 hours. So if your staff have a basic salary, hourly basic salary of $12, all right, he can enjoy the maximum $10 cap, meaning that $80 per day. So sending for 2 days course would means about $160, all right, in return. All right, this is by no means a lot of money, but however, it helps to defray staff costs while you're trying to re-strategize your business. Uh, Today I'm going to share about the one of the scheme that is also widely popular will be the workfare training scheme. So what is workfare training scheme? Workfare training scheme encourages working Singaporeans to attend training, upgrade their skills, and improve their chances of being employed. So Singaporeans can enjoy the following benefits: low training costs, meaning that it's highly subsidized upfront, more training choices because it's open to all WSQ courses, and also for individual self-sponsored, all right, when they take up the training, all right, without employer support, they can get training allowance, which is about 450 per hour, and more support to basic skills training because WTS is targeting at low-wage worker, LWW. So there's a lot of rank and file workers that can enjoy from this scheme. Okay, and the other part, the last point will be rewarded for completing a training. So in the face of this staff going for this WTS this training using WTS scheme, all right, he'll be awarded cash incentive, all right, to be able to encourage him or her to continue his learning journey. So who can qualify? Basically, okay, before I continue, just in case you're starting to get confused, WTS is just one of the many schemes that is available, all right, that the government have. Okay, so WTS who can qualify are people who are Singapore citizen, but minimally must be of age 35 years and above, earning a monthly salary of not more than 2003 gross. And of course, they have to sign up for any WTS qualifying course. Just now I mentioned about signing for any WTS qualifying course because WTS is open to all the WSQ courses. So you'll find that your selection is very extensive, okay, under the of different category. So what are the benefits to the company? Company who qualified staff training are eligible for 95% cost funding, funding of S&D payroll, all right, no dollar cap at 95% for employers to cover the salaries of eligible staff when they are away from their workplace to attend training. So when you send your staff for training, or the company get paid, okay. And I think this is a model that SSG have, all right, with the employers, all right, for past many years, all right. But even now, so they actually enhance it, all right, to make it 100%. So what will happen to the individual? All right, you'll be rewarded for completing a training through the training commitment award. So to the company, you'll get S&D payroll. To the individual, all right, they will get training commitment award. Two statement of attainment, all right, within a 12 months period. SOA, for information, is the name of the certificate that SSG will issue to each participant upon completion of the module. Okay, so after he completed 2 modules, all right, he get $200, up to a maximum of $400 per year. Mm, yeah. So in total, you will get $400. Okay, just now might have actually shared feedback. Okay. Uh, Sorry, I'm actually not familiar with WebEx. Okay, let me get it in. And WTS scheme will be further enhanced and revised, all right, with effect from July, all right. to become workfare skill support scheme, which replaces the workfare training support scheme. So this scheme actually will increase the self-sponsored trainees allowance from 450, all right, to $6. Training commitment award for full qualification will be raised, all right, from $200 to $500, while the annual training commitment award cap will also be up from $400 to $1,000. And over here, you will see basically the category of training. All right. The purpose of sharing with you on this particular diagram is to let you know how does the WSQ course fee funding comes about. Like for example, okay, 90% of course fee capped at $25 per hour. That's for non-PEMET course. Among all the WSQ training, all right, all right, you will see two category of training. One is the non-PME, the other is PME. The non-PME course is 90% course fee capped at $25 per hour. PME courses, all right, is 90% of course fee capped at $50 per hour. So if you look at the 90% of course fee capped at $50 per hour, all right, you will see actually, you realize that the funding is very tremendous, almost up to 100%. Okay. And finally, all right, we have the S&D payroll. All right, the last diagram need to be updated, which is 80% of hourly basic salary capped at $750. These have been changed to $10. All right, during the COVID-19. All right, so from a number crunching perspective, actually customer will get back, all right, cash, all right, for sending their staff for training even after paying the net cost fee after the cost subsidy. So I want to share about a very simple strategy on how actually you can tap on this S&D payroll. Like for example, during the lockdown, all right, you have 10 days per month, all right, for 2 months, total 20 days. So there are about 50 staff who need to be sent for training. And of course, out of these 50, you cannot send all because at times you still need some staff for operation. So we put them into Team A and Team B, 25, 25. So in the period of 1st to 14th of April, for example, all right, and Team B, 15th to 30th of April, we actually staggered them to go for training. So 1st to 14th, or the first 25 packs will go, followed by Team B, 15 to 30th of April, the second batch. How this is just one suggestion in terms of the schedule and allocation. But there are customers who actually send for Team A, for example, AM session, and Team B, PM session. So depending how you play with the format. So the cost outlay for 10 days bundle, take for example, a 1 day course with $150 per for 1 day course. All right, net cost fee after 90% funding, you pay 7.5, which is $750 per day. Okay, so for one packs over a 10 days training, all right, company pays $75. The salary net cost, which is 5% of the 2,000, with the let's take assumption that the staff salary is $2,000 per month. Okay, and if you divide that by 2, which is $50, total cost of sending staff for training, all right, that particular one packs of staff that to send for training is $125. And now versus current of 2,000 monthly basic salary, which half a month is $1,000. So we are trying to position to you and sharing with you that, all right, if you do not send your staff for training, all right, you're going to pay your staff, all right, $50,000. But if you send your staff for training, you get back the S&D payroll, you pay the net cost fee after cost subsidy, all right, you're saving $43,750. All right, so that's tremendous saving just to send this staff for training, and I'm basing on 50 staff. All right, so it is a very big saving. All right, and you can use this money to defray staff costs at the same time and try to re-strategize your business or moving forward. So what are the administrative aspects that is required? All right, the net cost fee is 5 to 10% payable to us. All right, training grant application is to be submitted by employers. All right, you need to have a Skills Connect account, okay, before the course start. And after that, my partner InfoScience will actually advise you how you can actually apply the training grant. Okay, you need to apply the training grant within 30 days from course start date or 30 days before the course. Ascendo outside will be responsible to submit all the training grant claims. All right. So what it means is that before every training start, all right, you have to apply for a training grant through the Skills Connect portal. After that, or you receive an invoice from Ascendo telling you what are the net cost fee you're going to pay. Based on the net cost fee or invoice, all right, you make the payment. Then Ascendo will acknowledge your training grant application on the portal. Okay, this process will take about 2-3 weeks. Ding dong, ding dong. Okay, then after that, After we acknowledge your training grant application, all right, the next you will get your SRP S&D payroll amount of capped at $10 per hour, all right, about 1 to 2 months after Ascendo endorse your course. So the cycle will take about 2 to 3 months in total. Okay. So why us? Okay, Ascendo is part of One SG Group, which is a parent company is Wong Fong Engineering. We are listed. The Wong Fong Engineering is listed in the Singapore Stock Exchange. We are part of Singapore Skills Future Singapore. All right, we are approved training organization from them, and we have been conducting corporate training, all right, even before the COVID-19, to different industry, logistic, transport, or F&B, retail, hospitality, different companies, different sizes. And because we also work with other ATO partners, so you have a wide, extensive selection of courses that's available to choose from. All right, which today I'm going to share with you some of these courses that we have. All right, with so that you can get a head start. So how does this training being delivered? All right, home-based learning. You'll be delivered through home-based learning. We are using Zoom, okay, and WhatsApp and some of these platforms, all right, to enable this delivery. WSQ, WSQ statement of attainment, SOA, okay, will be awarded to all participants upon successful completion of training. And the criteria to complete the training successfully is basically you need to have minimally, before COVID-19, you need to have minimum 75%. But over at home-based learning, the authorities required 100% attendance, meaning that a course from 9 to 6, your face your presence must be in the Zoom at all times, and excluding tea break, which is morning, afternoon, and also the lunchtime platform. So totally about 8 hours. Okay, you'll be required to take attendance using photograph methods. All right, and timestamp will be there, video recording will be there, because the training had to be audited later by SSG. So this is a typical home-based learning platform, all right, interface that you see, all right, when class is action. This is a customer service class, all right. If I can remember, this is a customer service class, all right, and which comprise of different staff, okay. And in this kind of home-based learning Zoom training environment, you will see typically the main trainer, being co-assisted by a few tech support. One of the challenges that we have faced when we roll out the home-based learning in April is that quite a number of people are not very digital savvy, so they have challenge in terms of using Zoom. All right, and sometimes when they get prepared, all right, the equipment, the microphone, the camera is not working, things like that. So our tech support is there to ensure to help to support the trainer, or to get all these teething issues settled in the morning. So typically, home-based learning training session, all right, it will be a bit chaotic in the morning, having everyone to settle down as compared to the face-to-face time. But after about, once we move into settling the technology part, or going to icebreaker by lunch, just before lunch, everybody settled down and the training can start to, exchanges, the knowledge delivery, everything start to move already. So this is the vision that you're going to see, all right. So, what's the recommendation? I think during the April and May period, all right, it's about reskilling, upgrading of skills, developing multiple set of skills and things like that. But right now, the skill sets that most company would require is basically hovers around this word called recovery. All right, when the company recover, what are the skill set that your workers or staff would need, all right, to help on this recovery. Okay, so uh, this is something quite a number of years ago, but it's still relevant today, all right, which is the need for T-shaped skills. All right, the Economic Strategy Committee meeting was chaired by Dr. Daman quite a number of years back, and one of the key things is that they realized that in order to develop a productive and innovative workforce, individual staff and workers must have T-shaped competency. All right, what is T-shaped competency? T-shaped competency means that other than vertically, you need to have strong set of technical skills, which is based on a specialization, but it also must be supported with a broad base of horizontal skills. Horizontal skills means that your people skills, your leadership skills, your stakeholder communication skills, your critical thinking, the way, and also like conflict management. Also, all these are the soft skills that's needed to help to propel, to support to develop, to form that T-shaped competency. Okay, so over here we see what are the key management skills that people need. All right, technical skills is one. All right, for marketer need marketing skills, engineers need engineering skills, but they also need to be supported with people skills and conceptual thinking skills. Okay. And next, you'll see this particular diagram, all right, on the kind of skill set that the individual will need as they progress in their career ladder. First line managers typically are more hands-on. So at the beginning, you see that the conceptual skills that needed by them is not so much, but they need a lot of people skills because they need to talk to people, they need to get things done. So they are also hired for their technical skills. But once they move into middle management, you see the conceptual skills increases. Human skills is still equally important. And finally, technical skills are reduced because he delegate, he empower, so he's in a supervisory role. So what happened at the top one? Okay, at the top one, you will see that conceptual skills become very, very important, but human skills is there. Then finally, the technical requirement, technical skills requirement really is reduced down even further. So overall, what you will see here that one important component that you will see here in this chart is that human skills remain very important throughout the different levels. Okay, and that's where the T-shaped competency comes in and mentioned that horizontally, all right, the staff, the PME must be supported, must equip himself with many different kind of soft skill. Okay, and I think and it is during this time, COVID-19 circuit breaker, and now we move into different phases that staff can be equipped, all right, with different sets of skill set that can support them in their role, all right, after the break, after the once the company move into better development and progresses, right, and recover. So, what other than all these soft skills and foundational development skills, what are the other kind of skills that's needed? All right, because of the circuit breaker, all right, digital skills have never been so important. All right, people rush to buy laptop, people rush to buy that desktop, people try to go online, all right, to buy products, all right, people try to interact with each other through digital means, things like that. So digitalization has never been so important. Okay, so what are we looking at, or in terms of digitalization? It's not just about learning computer, but it's also about understanding what are these new emerging technology that's impacting us. Take for example, artificial intelligence, business analytical skills, cybersecurity skills. Right. So the work IBM have actually we are actually partnering with IBM. Okay, and they have did this survey. Right. That what are the 7 critical skills for future workforce that's needed. All right, to be able to become a smart nation. Okay, first critical thinking, and also collaboration across networks and living by influence, being adaptable, all right, meaning that the change management part, all right, how to be adaptable, initiative enterprise, initiative and entrepreneurship, all right. So you cannot be just stand still. You have to be proactive to suggest idea, to suggest innovation ideas, and be creative, all right, in the way that you work and communicate, and effective oral and written communication, all right, assessing and analyzing information. All right, you got this set of data. How can you analyze data and do some simple data analytics, all right, to make a sound business decision, to make some work sound, to make a sound work decision. And of course, the curiosity and imagination. All right, the continuous curiosity to discover knowledge and try to learn new things. All right, sources is from Tony Wagner, 7 Survival Skills, and the IBM program actually is very mapped towards the framework here that mentioned. Okay, and the programs. All right, what are the programs available under IBM? Okay, Skills Future for Teacher Workplace. Basically, this program is a program that was developed by IBM and supported by SSG. It was actually launched 2 years ago. The idea is to help equip the workforce with basic digital skills to understand what are these emerging tech that are impacting the economy, impacting the business. What are they? Okay, be aware what the objective of this program. Be aware of technology advancement and understand through use cases technology impact to daily lives and workplace. Understand the value of data, all right, the importance of data. Be aware of the skills need of the future and taking the first steps to manage own skills. All right, be self-aware. Okay, be self-aware. What's your strength and what's your weaknesses? Understand where technology is going through the next few years. All right, big change is coming. COVID-19 actually have fastened the pace of digitalization, as well as the need to have a digital economy. So all the economies, all the countries are being connected very closely than ever before. All right. and of course appreciate the basics of technology that actually impacted everyday's life of common folks and workers. And there's another, next is the IBM artificial intelligence training. Okay, so this program aims to prepare workers, all right, in the future of economy to understand how AI can work as a platform, all right, to help businesses to transform. Okay, so it is by no means that you can go for this program after that you can come back and transform your business, but rather rather get yourself familiarized with artificial intelligence, all right, and how these are being mapped out and executed through daily work lives as well as in the work platform. Okay, so we have 4 areas that we're going to cover. Getting started with AI, have a perspective, what is AI is about, um, what are the digital human, or and what are the uh, things that we are using or leveraging on AI, so that interaction with customers, with your customers, can be enhanced, all right, the digital experience, and also cut down on the need to have face to face. Okay, and how does AI is being applicable in business, all right, the various execution in this application, and also we have some engagement how to create the AI robot, AI bot, all right, using IBM technology. This 2 days workshop, this AI program basically give you fundamentals of AI, all right, targeted audience, all right. Take for example, if you're in a pet consumer business, all right, you are doing a lot of e-commerce, omni-channel, or in terms of pushing products to your customers, you want to have a different AI pit stop or to interface with customers. So how do you develop the component? So this course will give you some perspective on, from a broad-based perspective, on how AI can be applied in different set of business at different level. Mm. And the 6 concept of this AI, auto AI, virtual assistant, scratch and machine learning, advanced statistical analysis, all right, recovery. And so basically, these are the topics that is going to cover within this 2 days training. And at the same time, there will be government funding available. All right. So back to just now, earlier the part on skills future for digital workplace until the current one, which I mentioned about AI. All these are subsidized. All these programs have a subsidy from Skills Future Singapore, all right, up to 90%. Okay, and then you also think about, oh, what are the other kind of skills that you can actually stand your staff for, or in terms of training. So digital skills is one aspect. All right, the other 2 areas of skill set, which is also I think is quite critical, could be productivity skills as well as customer experience. So the customer experience part, all right, although it's being hindered and hampered by this COVID-19, but moving forward, all right, your workforce will continue need to be very customer centric and surround customers. All right, and how do you provide that customer experience from the day one, that from the moment that the person come to take your product and the moment he consume the product, what's the entire customer experience that you want to present, all right, to your customer. Okay, so we have a series of modules, short course modules, that you can actually sell your staff to, at the same time enjoy costly funding with S&T payroll disbursement, all right, of cap at $10 per hour. So what are these courses? Just to give you some perspective, I can't present all the courses here, but I'm just showing you a very specific categories. Like for example, apply 5S techniques. All right, this is a productivity training. All right, how do you do things cheaper, better, faster? How do you reorganize your workplace? How do you reorganize your work? Things like that. So it teach people how to be more productive. All right, all this program actually targeting at level 1 rank and file people, and also we have another category of program which is at level 3. All right, more target level 3 and 4, more targeted at PME. PME stands for professional manager and executive. Rank and file as is really at the operation level stuff. Okay, so we also have modules such as apply teamwork at the workplace. All right, how to work in teams. We all know that in every corporate companies, we work in teams, different teams. So how to have that kind of stakeholder communication, and how to align each other's goals to ensure a work task is being met. So the understanding of yourself as a team member and the ability to work in a team is very important. So apply teamwork in the workplace, communication. And of course, we have customer experience training. All right, every company, they have consumers, they have customers. Most of the company, they have their own customer service vision, mission, value, and statement. So how do you demonstrate that service vision? All right, demonstrate the service from the heart, because the belief actually drive behavior, behavior drive action. So over here, we are looking at the mindset, or how to develop the customer-centric mindset. All right. We also have productivity training. All right. How do you develop a productivity framework to achieve business objective? Okay. And go the extra miles. All right. How do you go the extra miles for your customers? Why you need to go the extra miles? And demonstrate that professionally to your consumers, your customers. And of course, while doing that, how do you project a positive image, all right, to your consumer, to your customer? And in every customer cycle, we have complaints, we have feedback for improvement, things like that. How do you respond to service challenge? Sometimes, sometimes it's not just about providing that excellent customer experience. Customers also want to see how you actually resolve the problem, and that actually help you to win more customers. So we need uh, frontliners as well as managers. They need to know how to respond to service challenge, all right, and finding a solution for customers. And of course, the service part, all right, you need to have SOP, you need to have operation. So how do you have develop an operation process, or to enable to your company to provide that customer experience, all right, demonstrate service vision, okay, develop a risk management implementation plan, all right. This is never so true in times of COVID-19. How do you align yourself, align the company, all right, to have Be Safe framework. Be Safe basically is a framework that is from Ministry of Manpower. The objective to have a Be Safe framework is to ensure that the company have a risk management framework that can actually protect the workers as well as customer. So this is one of the program. Uh, Develop a workplace safety and health management system implementation plan. All right, the process. How do you have that process in place, or SOP in place? All right, so that all the workers can follow, all right, and to stay safe, all right, in the workplace. And this is targeting at level 4. All right, managers. Okay, and manage process improvement. All right, this is a productivity module for managers. All right, to develop productivity framework and processes to enable their staff to be able to do things much more efficient or in a very productive manner. It's targeting at managers as well. And we have more ICT training. ICT training is infocom communication and training. Basically, this is more office-based training that focusing on different software. So we have things like for example, perform advanced database training, uh, presentation function training, which is on PowerPoint. All right, advanced spreadsheet training for people who have already have fundamentals knowledge of Excel. They want to move to advanced. They can go into advanced. We have advanced word processing, and on the other page you can see here we have managed online information. All right, a lot of rank and file worker they are still at the level of using their own phone for normal communication function, but they have not really go online to search information. They really to get resources, things like that. So modules such as manage online information as well as perform essential online function are very typical module that you can send the rank and file for. And we have the basic database training. We have perform online collaboration. All right. The perform online collaboration is the module that help staff to collaborate in terms of communication, in terms of their work. All right. And this is especially so during this COVID-19 where a lot of companies are practicing distancing in the office and a lot of people are not being deployed back to the office. So we are seeing a lot of collaborative working environment going around, not only in Singapore, but also interchangeably between us and our colleagues in Malaysia and other countries. Okay, so this is just the above dimension is just some programs to share. All right, and this is the tip of the iceberg. And we have we have many more programs that I can't show to you today. But we after that, if you require more information about what are other programs that we have. Like for example, you think you want more things like for example leadership, you want modules such as critical thinking. All right, you want modules very specific to change management, things like that. We also have. So we can support you with that. All right. And of course, last but not least, I hope all of us stay based on these three words, like unity, resilience, and solidarity. All right, and under SU United. So that this brings to the end of my sharing today. Okay. I hope that you all stay safe. All right, stay resilient, and we all stay together to ensure that we can ride out this storm. Yeah. Vivian.
Thank you. Once again, thank you, Andy, for sharing. So we have come to the Q&A segment. We have some pre-event questions prepared for you. First of all, there are some participants who like to know, are Singapore PR eligible for the WTS or WSS scheme? Andy, your mic is off.
The work and training scheme and the upcoming WSS scheme is also meant for Singaporean. Permanent residents are not eligible. Yeah.
Okay, I see that you have the answer for question 1. Next, we go to question 2. What is Skills Connect portal and how do companies apply for such an account?
The Skills Connect portal is the portal that is created by government to allow companies to apply for training grant through this portal. So basically, how does a company apply through this portal? Basically, the company first need to have a Skills Connect account, and to apply to the Skills Connect website for the Skills Connect. The process of activation of this account will take about 1 to 2 weeks. And during the process, the company will submit some documentation information like who's the owner, who's the financial document, and also to activate the gyro. Okay. So after the activation, company can then start to apply for training. Okay, as well as apply TG, which is a training grant, or through the Skills Connect portal, within 30 days from the course start date.
Next question. So Andy, how do we apply for the course on AI for digital workplace and how are the fees like?
How do we apply for the course on AI for? I assuming that the question is about how do they register for the course. All right. For this part, my partner, Ms. Petulia Fu from InfoScience, will be able to support the registration after this Zoom presentation. And what the fee like? Okay. Just like I mentioned about the AI. I didn't really mention about the different pricing for the different courses because it will be too long of a presentation. But in a nutshell, basically, for AI for digital workplace, before funding is about 1,200. Okay. Before funding is about 1,200. All right. The government actually fund 70% of the cost. All right, which means that companies will need to pay about $300 per pax. But however, due to this COVID-19, all right, specifically for sector industry, which is retail, F&B, and tourism. All right, companies, if falls under these 3 sectors, will enjoy up to 90% of the course fee subsidy, which is they end up only need to pay $120. For companies who are not within these 3 sectors, they will have to invest about $300 after subsidy per pax. And of course, the SME payroll of $10 per hour will help to defray some of these $300 cost, meaning that at the end of the day, the net investment is only about $100. Yeah.
That's actually a very good cost piece.
Yeah, for something not very, very simple affordable, COVID-19 makes it a bit more affordable.
Let's go to the 4th question. Well, from your slides, we understand that the schemes are actually for employees on less than 2003 payroll. So are there any schemes for employees on more than 2003 payroll?
Okay. Before I answer this question, I just want to share some perspective as two parts on the grant. First is the cost fee funding. The cost fee funding is depending on your SME or non-SME. Now, SME, you pay the funding is about 50-80%. If it's SME, it's 90%. So offhand, immediately the company already enjoys some cost fee subsidy. And on top of that, there is S&D payroll. So S&D payroll, whether you're SME or MNC, companies will get about $10 per hour, per training hour. Then the third one is the Workfare Training Scheme, which is going to become WSS. Workfare Training Scheme is really targeting at low-wage workers, all right? And this will comes in the form like training allowance, training commitment award, etc., etc. But however, if you look at things from a national level, all right, the government put forth grant only a certain segment of people that really need help. Like for example, just as example, the upcoming cash incentive, not say incentive, the upcoming cash aid from the government that's going to be what, mid of June. Those earning below 100,000, live in a condominium, all right, you won't get that, you won't get anything. Yeah, then I was telling her, hey, serious no, I can't get. Okay, I'm not saying I'm just saying that, all right, different brackets, different different layer of people that needed more help, the government will put forth grant to help them. And the spirit is the same as the spirit is the same that applies to this WTS. So if you ask me if there's any additional help for workers earning more than 2003, at this point for training wise, I would say no lah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Now we have another question from Terry here. How are the schemes applicable for self-employed and unemployed people?
Okay. Take note that all these which you mentioned apply to self-employed. Okay, meaning that you are self-sponsoring for the courses if you want to. So immediately you get the upfront funding, which is you only pay the net course fee. And for self-employed people, recently government have this scheme called self-employed person. Okay, self-employed person, where you can get like $10 per training allowance. All right. Among the programs that we have actually tabled here, all right, there's only one course which is eligible for this SCP program, which is self-employed person program, and it is this IBM Skills Future for Digital Workplace. Okay, meaning that you pay $50, you go for the training, you can get back $150 of training allowance from E2I. Okay, but you can only you have to follow a certain process. All right, you need to apply to E2I first, get the letter of eligibility, then using the letter, then go for the course. After you go for the course, all right, you get the provider like us to endorse certain documents. Then after that, you take the documents, submit back to E2I, and E2I will disperse the money to you in about a week or two time. A week, this is about a week's time lah. Okay, so in a nutshell, basically all the programs which we have, only one program is applicable, or I would say, can be enjoyed under the SCP to get training allowance. The rest is basically just upfront course fee subsidy, where individuals have to pay the net cost fee, or if you are WTS, all right, you'll be eligible for all the regular goodies lah. Like for example, training commitment award, get training allowance, things like that. Or remember, if you are WTS, Workfare Training Scheme, all right, earning 2003 and below, 35 years and above Singaporean, you are WTS. Make sure you go to the Workfare website to check whether what's your status. Because previously WTS is based on yearly assessment, meaning that last year how much you earn, average out, and this year whether you're WTS. Now government, they actually evaluate your WTS status on a quarterly basis, meaning that this month you can be a WTS, and then 4 or 5 months later your status can be evoked because you start to earn more. All right, they're always based on the past 3 months salary on the average. All right, so to be sure that whether you are WTS, make sure you go to the Workfare website, log in your SingPass, and get the status update. Okay, so yeah, correct. Then you will enjoy all the WTS scheme lah. And with effect 1st of July, once the WSS scheme take over WTS, the whole thing will change also. All right. For example, the training commitment award, previously you can only get capped at $400 per year. Now it's up to $1,000. And training allowance have been revised upwards from 450 to 650. Sorry, is it 750? Okay. So all have been increased. But remember, the training allowance under WSS or WTS is not given, meaning that when you go to the career center to claim for this training allowance, you must prove to the officer that the courses is relevant to your work. Okay, the courses is relevant to your work. You cannot be, let's say for example, you are a air condition repairman. Okay, you repair aircon, and then you go for a WSQ baking course. Okay, your WTS for example, and you want to use this course we are completed on baking, making macarons and all this, and to tell them and go to the career center or E2I to claim for training allowance, is very, very unbelievable lah. All right, the officer probably will reject you. Okay, but if you are a PME, all right, you're doing some project management in the capacity of the work, you go for some soft skill program, all right, and then my take is that soft skills are easier to convince, meaning that you can use the skill set to in a lot of different set of environment or platform. All right, that's the beauty of soft skill. All right, customer experience skills also, because if you go for customer service training, tell me which company does not have a customer service funding, whether is it a counter through e-commerce or whichever, or omni-channel, things like that. So so certain courses, bear in mind that it's not confirm approved in terms of the training allowance for the workfare training scheme or the WSS. It all depends on how believable you are in convincing the officer that the skill set that you course that you go for is relevant to your work. Okay.
Thank you, Andy, for sharing today. Right. So further questions on the training courses, schemes, and support, please contact Ms. Fu for InfoScience or Mr. Stephen Chong. Thank you everyone for participating today webinar. So we look forward to seeing you in our next webinar with the World Bank and IFC, liquidity facility and financing for water cluster on the 7th of July. You may also visit our website for more updates and information for webinar series in July and August. Thank you. Stay safe, stay well. Thank you, Andy.